Ladies and gentlemen, this is an 8-round affair in the featherweight division. Fighting out of the blue corner with a professional record of 29 wins, 19 losses, and no draws. Hailing from Thailand, this is Sukpraserd Ponpitak. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner with a professional record of 9 wins, 1 loss, and no draws. Hailing from Armenia and Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mikael Arutyunyan. Judges ringside for this contest, Peapot C. Sane, Chris Sanyadet, and Carlos Costa. Referee in charge of the action, Pimai Po Suan.
คู่ที่14ครับเป็นการแก้มือกันอีกครั้งในพิกัดเฟเธอร์
Okay, folks, we move on to our second to last bout on the card. It's bout number 14. It is Armenia taking on Thailand. We've got Mikael Arutyunyan in the red corner, and we've got Sukpraserd Ponpitak in the red representing Thailand. And sorry, in the blue.
And we are underway already. Another fighter representing the box, Thailand, and a big jab to the midsection already, but he slips in the center of the ring. But a fast start by both of these fighters already, Ali.
Yeah, we're back to normal now, if you want to call this normal. Orthodox versus Orthodox, Jimmy.
Mikael doing a good job. He's very, very fast in there. He starts fast, and he likes to end things quickly.
Mikael wasting no time to get to know his opponent. Slinging heavy power punches, but taking a big risk doing that, especially against Sukpraserd. Don't want to get caught by a counter and then just get sent straight to the canvas.
Sukpraserd is really going to do something to give Mikael something to worry about, because Mikael really likes to bully people in there. When Mikael gets going, Mikael is definitely difficult to deal with. He's very fast, he's very lateral, and he just starts to dig you with big, big hooks.
Jab there, straight right from Sukpraserd as he tries to take this fight onto the inside.
And we're already seeing a sloppy affair. Both fighters involved in the clinch. Both fighters starting to rough each other up, and this is only the first round, but this is a lighter weight, so everything looks even quicker than before. And we see an attempt of it, and we see both fighters in the center of the ring. One of them went for a DDT, the other one went for a suplex, but I think it's even Stevens. Both fighters were fighting a little bit dirty. Sometimes you've just got to go in and go for it. This is fighting at the end of the day.
Referee Pimai Po Suan really struggling to get a hold of these two. Needs to get a hold of this matchup.
100%, because both fighters are hitting it onside the clinch, but of course the Thai fighter to me keeps hitting him inside the clinch, which you can't do like that when the referee asks you to break. So the referee's got a lot cut out for him in this fight. Are we going to see a full round? Are we going to see a full fight? We will see.
And Mikael going in for the kill here in his own corner. We're approaching the final minute of this round, and it's a turn and throw to the canvas there. A huge protest from the box in the red corner. Referee Pimai having a telling off now of Sukpraserd, saying, listen to me. But I think he really probably should have taken a point away, Jimmy. I'm not sure where you stand on that one.
I think the referee needs to bring them both apart, give them both a warning, say if you give me any more of this, you're now going to get a point taken away. But the referee needs to make it very clear to both fighters and to the people watching, you mess with me and I'm going to take a point away from you. You cannot take any more of that. That was just blatant cheating.
There's the clapper then for the last 10 seconds. Again, I don't understand why we're seeing this. The referee really needs to have a word with Sukpraserd. I can't drop this one. You can't clinch your opponent like that in boxing, Jimmy. Am I right?
You're
you can't
absolutely
take
correct.
the back like that. This is not Muay Thai.
Maybe he thinks it's in the Muay Thai arena, but look, this is boxing. You know, testosterone levels are high, the anger is there, and both fighters are just doing what they need to do. I think sometimes you've got to realize if the ref isn't helping you, you do it right back. If the ref doesn't help you, you do it right back to them. But let's see here. That was that suplex attempt. It was good form on the suplex, but you can't do it. The worst part is he tried to suplex him and then sent a left hook afterwards. I think the referee needs to speak to both fighters at the start of this second round, tell them enough is enough, and just tell them any more of this, he's going to take the round. Both corners are starting to argue with one another, but we like this drama in the Spaceplus Bangkok.
Yeah, the corner team of Sukpraserd complaining to Mikael, saying that was just normal clinching, bro. I don't think so.
Look, this is boxing. It's going to happen sometimes, but let's see if we can see a cleaner fight. But we are into the second round already. But we like the drama. We like this type of activity. Both fighters are very active with their hooks and their jabs.
And talking of hooks, that left hook to the body really did hit the mark for Mikael.
Yeah, Mikael doing a good job holding center of the ring, flicking that jab out, and I think Mikael is just waiting for the counter. He's waiting for that check hook, and it landed clean just then. And we see a nice left hook, but look, Mikael can complain all he likes, but he put his arm over his opponent. You can't do that in boxing either. So both fighters have just got to accept they're both doing it to one another.
Hooks to the body here from Sukpraserd. Mikael shelling up on the ropes. Trying to land that left hook to the body, he gets it.
Inside warfare by both of these fighters, and this is where it's wrong. This is what you shouldn't be doing. We don't like to see this in boxing. I'm sure the audience are enjoying it, but we can't keep allowing this.
That turn and sweep was really illegal. I thought the referee was going to take a point away then. I think next time he definitely will. I hope he will at least. The referee's been a little bit too timid at the moment.
A beautiful whipping check hook as we see it. When someone charges into you, Ali, a good move to do is just send a left hook or a lead right hook into them. As they march forward, you send the hook and the momentum takes them down.
Again, trapping him here, and it was really nothing wrong with the arms, but more the foot going in front of Mikael's foot. It looked like he was going to do a turn there again from Sukpraserd.
Look, sometimes you just can't take out natural instincts from one another. The referee told him to break. He hit on the break. Like I said, don't rely on the ref to save you sometimes. Do it right back to your opponent if you have to.
Good shot to the body there. And again, Sukpraserd really rallying here. I think he's hurt. Mikael, who's really trying to hold on, is not having his way on the inside against Sukpraserd.
It's a sign of someone getting beat when you have to fight this way. And look, you've got to be careful. It's going both ways at the moment. Both fighters are roughing each other up inside the clinch. Let's just get behind the jab. Let's just stick to the right hand. Don't get involved with the antics. And Mikael has had the fight against him right now, and he's remained calm, so I've got to give Mikael a lot of respect. A beautiful right hand as well. But look, this is the moment we're talking about. He puts him in a headlock, he puts his arm over him, and then his opponent is retaliating. It's going both ways at the moment.
Okay, that's the end of round two. We'll get the replays for you, and then round three will be coming up.
So we see in these action replays, Mikael landing some beautiful combinations on the inside, and it was that check hook that really started the action. Both fighters on the rope here, and of course his opponent doing a good job, Mr. Sukpraserd, doing a good job to just fire lots of hooks to the head and to the body. It's been a close quarters warfare at the moment. I think Mikael is definitely coming out on top, and I've got to appreciate Mikael. In the heat of the moment such as this, Mikael is remaining calm and just sticking to his boxing, and a beautiful right hand. I'd like to see Mikael use the dirty clinch against his opponent. Jab, jab, and when his opponent goes in for that clinch, he knows it's coming. Send that uppercut or send that right hand. We're going to see in just a moment how has Mikael adjusted and how has his opponent Sukpraserd adjusted.
Okay, here we go. Round number three coming up. Bit of a protest from Mikael. I think they're still protesting the sweeps and the turns in round 2. Can't blame him, really.
When in Thailand, sometimes you think you're still fighting in Muay Thai. Sometimes it's hard to turn that thing off. Both fighters are just in the center of the ring, giving it everything they've got. One thing you can say, Ali, this is an exciting fight.
Mikael throwing with vicious intensity. High guard from Mikael as he tries to close distance again, being wrapped up in the clinch.
Mikael again just remains calm. I've got to give him so much respect because he's remaining calm in a situation which could just erupt into an all-out brawl. And the referee calls it low.
And it's getting very heated here. Like I keep saying, referee B-Mai really needs to get a hold of this fight. He's been a little bit too relaxed. I still think that he needs to deduct a point from Sukpraserd. It's not how you're supposed to box. Swinging a huge miss there from Mikael as he left himself wide open to a counter from Sukpraserd, but he just didn't pounce on him in time.
When you're aggravated and when you're angry with your fighter, you've already lost the fight. We saw this with Mike Tyson's career. As soon as Mike Tyson got angry, Mike Tyson would lose the fight. It's all about being calm in the heat of the battle. Even when your opponent is fighting dirty, you've got to remain calm. Stick to what you know. Stick to the boxing. A good boxer will always beat a street fighter. We know that. The Box Thailand corner really trying to preach to the referee to give the opponent a better warning or at least take a point or something, but something needs to be done in these situations. It's been a sloppy affair, but Mikael proving why he is the better boxer. He's remained calm, he's landed the jabs, he's landed the lead hooks, and a good close warfare so far.
Mikael still on the front foot. Sukpraserd trying to land a body shot as well. Going to the body, going to the head from Sukpraserd. Great flurry there from the Thai fighter.
A very nice flurry indeed. He went downstairs and went upstairs, and maybe this is his tactic. Frustrate his opponent. When you're up against a fighter who is a lot better than you in terms of boxing technicalities, one thing you can do is frustrate them into a sloppy affair. And like we said, we've seen this several times before. Mayorga used to do this with all of his opponents. He would frustrate them, and when they got frustrated, they started boxing worse, and that's what we're trying to see right now.
I'm sorry, Jimmy, but I'm getting frustrated with the referee here. I just can't understand why he hasn't been taking a point away from Sukpraserd for the low blows and for the sweeps.
Ali, you should get yourself in the ring.
We should take over here.
But look at Mikael. Mikael is still calm. Everybody in Mikael's corner is using the energy for him, and that's why Mikael is a gentleman. He only reacted poorly when he got a low blow, which, you know, if you get hit low, you've got to react to it. So let's see some action replays here, Ali.
So it was a real struggle for Mikael to get a hold of this fight. Sukpraserd was really good at closing the distance. I mean, apart from the low blows, he boxed very smart in that third round.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. There was moments in that fight where Sukpraserd did really well. He landed some nice body shots, he landed some nice headshots, but then he spoiled it by boxing dirty. So it's one of those things where he does really well and then spoils it afterwards. There's no reason to do that. You can try and box your opponent. That low blow was very much on the belt line, I get it, but it was still a low blow. But you're right, this referee needs to take better control of this fight, because at the moment he's almost just acting like boys will be boys, let them carry on, don't do it again. But he's told him not to do it again at least 4 times.
He's been a little bit too laid back for my liking at least. I mean, 2 warnings is enough, then you take a point away regardless of how many fouls you make.
100%, 2 warnings is more than enough. 2 good warnings and then 1 away, that's what you need to do. But we're back into round number 4. And let's see if both fighters have calmed things down. A nice jab affair from Mikael to start the action. He's just flicking that jab out and holding central ring.
Mikael trying to land the hook. Sukpraserd on the outside. Let's see what combination he can muster up to get on the inside.
Look at the accuracy of the jab of Mikael. Definitely a move learned from the Box Thailand. They like to use that jab to set up their big shots, and a big lead hook as well. And again, he hits him out the clinch. The referee now needs to take a point. You cannot keep doing that. Look, warning an opponent is one thing, but these boxers have been in the ring so many times that they know what they're doing is wrong. Warning an opponent is already something ridiculous because these boxers know exactly what they're doing already. So the referee needs to take a point. Both fighters in the center of the ring. Mikael keeping his cool, staying calm in the heat of the moment. Very nicely done. Sukpraserd is just doing a good job of just being a rough houser and just doing everything he can to make this difficult for Mikael.
Uppercut there from Mikael. Good shot to the body from the Armenian. Going to the body 3 times in a row. Sukpraserd really is made of tougher stuff.
Vicious body shots by Mikael, and look at what Mikael's doing here. He gets his shoulder on the other side of his opponent, very much what the old veteran fighters would do. Archie Moore, Roberto Duran, they would put their shoulder on the outside and then send those vicious hooks on the inside. Very nicely done by Mikael.
Good body shot there again by Mikael. He's landing that body shot every time he gets in close before Sukpraserd can tie him up in the clinch. It's been a good tactic for him so far.
It's kind of like when a bull is charging at you. You know they're coming forward, you know where they're going to be, and that's what you need to do. Wait for them to come forward and then land that check hook. Mikael knows exactly what his opponent's going to do. Use it against him. Nice right hand landed by Mikael as well. Mikael doing a good job, doing everything he needs to do to win this fight.
Sukpraserd firing with the left hook to the body, but Mikael comes back. 2-punch combination earlier on from Mikael. Sukpraserd closing the distance. Not long left in this 4th round.
And you see Mikael likes to switch his stances to throw these hooks. Very difficult to deal with. And we see both fighters once again starting to fight inside the clinch even after the bell. It is an absolute war we're seeing here, Ali.
Yeah, it's a real frustrating fight for these two. I mean, you could even say that there's 3 of them in there with the referee.
Yeah, you definitely could. It's one of those situations where I know I'm a broken record, but if the referee isn't helping you out, help yourself and do it back. Ricky Hatton used to do it all the time. He would let the referee try and help him in 1 round. If he didn't, he would do it right back to him. Mikael's doing what he needs to do. He's proving to everybody that you don't need to be dirty to win a fight. Mikael is doing the right thing, boxing behind the jab, boxing behind the lead hooks, switching stances, going to the body, doing a great job, and keeping this fight entertaining and somewhat clean on his side.
Here we go, round 5 underway. We've got Sukpraserd in the black and red shorts in the blue corner, and in the black shorts with the gold trim, the red corner is Mikael.
And this is where the ref should just get in, put his hands on the backs, push them together, and then break them up. Both fighters in the center of the ring. Mikael in the southpaw stance, throws a left hand down the middle, but of course Sukpraserd comes alive and starts throwing these whipping, vicious bazooka-style hooks. You've got to wonder what's going through his mind, Ali, to make him want to fight like this. What has Mikael done wrong to him for him to start throwing things like this at him?
It's a very fast pace that Sukpraserd's been able to keep up for 5 rounds now. Very impressed that we've seen this from the Thai fighter.
It's very difficult to deal with, but obviously in these lighter weight fights, you tend to see a lot of faster boxing, and it is a battle of the conditioning. Who can survive and who can keep up the same pace?
Mikael looks a little tired and very frustrated as well. This is not the style of boxer that he's used to fighting, and he's really struggling in there this evening, Jimmy.
Understandably, and I think this might have just been the tactic all along from Sukpraserd, to just go to the body and frustrate your opponent. When you're against someone who can box better than you, all you can do is rely on just wearing them down as much as you possibly can. And that's exactly what Mikael is doing. He's boxing smart in between these vicious moments of Sukpraserd.
Right hand connects there for Mikael, but again he gets wrapped up in the clinch by Sukpraserd.
Sukpraserd marches forward but eats a left and a right, landed clean by Mikael. Mikael has landed some beautiful and clean shots as well. Both fighters once again in that clinch. And Sukpraserd, how is he keeping up this pace? How is he marching forward ever so much? Both fighters in the clinch, both fighters battling for position.
Right hand down the middle from Sukpraserd, going up high with the hook to the head. Double body shot as well.
This fight really speaks for itself. We've definitely got someone who is just constantly coming forward. And I think Mikael is showing how he can box on the outside and on the inside, and he's doing a good job of it. But it depends. What are the judges seeing? Who are they scoring it for? Are they scoring the clean shots of Mikael, or are they scoring for the aggression of Sukpraserd?
Now that body shot there from Sukpraserd hit the mark perfectly and took the wind out of the sails of Mikael by the looks of things. He's really struggling in there, Mikael. We've seen him a lot on this promotion, and he's not having his way today and hasn't been able to adapt very well. Would you say so, Jimmy?
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like it's calmed down a little bit more. Both fighters are starting to just get behind their boxing and just stick to the boxing. And it just seems to be a battle of the clinches. Both fighters definitely frustrated inside the clinch. But you saw here Mikael does a good job to shell up, not take much damage on the inside, and then deliver these counter shots. Now, the issue with this style is judges often think that Mikael in these moments is probably taking more shots than he's actually taking. But what Mikael is doing, he's taking the sting out the shot, and then he's countering in between his parries. It's a very nice job by Mikael, but it doesn't always favor him the judges' scorecards.
Okay, well, we will head into the next round very shortly. It's been an interesting fight. I really did think Mikael was going to have a good hold on this fight. Just seen him fight so much in the last year with all the experience he has.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Mikael representing the Box Thailand, one of the best professional boxing gyms in Thailand, in my view. So they definitely pump out the good, skillful fighters, and that's what we're seeing with Mikael, though. Mikael has remained skillful under the heat of the battle, and that's exactly what a test is to a good fighter. You test a fighter like this, Mikael still rises to the top.
Mikael in southpaw now. Flicking the jab out, trying to land the straight. But the body work again, going back to Sukpraserd, going back to it with the body work.
It's a good job we have the slow motion replays, because there's so much going on in such a quick period of time. In between this body warfare, both fighters just digging down deep and giving it everything they've got inside the pocket. Very reminiscent of James Turney and Mike McCallum, just boxing on the inside of one another and just delivering counter after counter.
Right hand there from Sukpraserd. Mikael covering himself up. Just make sure he doesn't get hit by any punches to the back of the head. Body shots being delivered by Sukpraserd.
But you see, Mikael is deflecting a lot of these shots. A lot of these shots are not landing clean. Mikael does a good job to find timing in between the flurries, and that is what boxing is. Timing is better than speed and power. Timing will always beat speed and power, and that's what Mikael is doing right now. But still, Sukpraserd doing a good job of constantly throwing body shots. He's barely gone upstairs. He's just worn Mikael down as best as he can.
Sukpraserd again going to the body. Wrapping up Mikael. Mikael still in southpaw.
A beautiful whipping inside right hook as Sukpraserd marches in. And this is what we're seeing. When you're inside a clinch in boxing, if one hand is free, you're allowed to carry on fighting as long as you're not wrapping that hand around. And I think that's where the confusion is coming in. Bernard Hopkins used to do this a lot, by the way. He used to hit on the other side of the referee. Inside the clinch, he would go to the other side of the referee and start throwing shots, and that is exactly what Sukpraserd is doing. He is firing shots on the blind side of the referee.
Yeah, it's a smart move. Sukpraserd really using his experience. You got to wonder if he's the same as Chai Wat with Muay Thai experience. I don't recognize Sukpraserd, but just from looking at the clinch, you got to think that he has got some Muay Thai experience.
Right, in Thailand, a Thai fighter, he's definitely got to be some big right hand landed, and Mikael holds on. But I'd like to say he held on, but it looks like his opponent was grabbing him.
And that is the end of round number 6. We're going to round 7 shortly, but we will get the replays for you first.
It's been exciting, Ali. It's been dirty. It's had drama. It's everything you want in a fight, in my view. And look at the bodywork of both of these fighters. They're just constantly delivering. That is a testament to the conditioning and fitness levels of both of these guys to constantly weather storms and still deliver vicious and accurate shots. But look at that low blow right there. Mikael didn't even make a big deal out of it. Mikael just carried on fighting. Mikael has definitely had to put up with so many dirty tactics of his opponent and just carried on battling through. I am massively impressed with Mikael, and I'm surprised he hasn't done it back.
I mean, it's such a difficult fighter to fight, the fighter that can get on the inside and stay there, and you just can't shake them off. I mean, the best thing to do is go on your bike, find the free space, use your jab. But easier said than done, Jimmy. It's the hardest tactic. It's the hardest strategy to fight, really, in my opinion.
Well, it's the check hook that works, right? When someone marches towards you, you check hook, step around, and just start finding angles, finding your pivots. When someone is coming forward, battle them at angles. Don't hit them on a straight line. Fight them on the outside.
Mikael trying to land some shots, but missing the mark. Sukpraserd again using the clinch to end up behind him. Really good slugging his shots to the body and to the head.
I'd like to see Mikael just start stepping to his left and to his right now, maybe turning his opponent and fighting off the angles. Rather than fighting your opponent head on, find the angles in between and then step to the left, step to the right, and start jabbing from there as well.
Uppercuts on the inside to the body from Sukpraserd. We've hit the 2-minute mark in round number 7.
And some nice shots being delivered by Mikael as he turns his back, very much like a Chris Eubank, where Chris Eubank used to just turn his back and it used to stop fighters from attacking him. A very smart move by Mikael, but I don't think that works against someone like Sukpraserd. You don't need to be facing him, he'll still hit you. Sukprased's trying to close the distance now, and it looks like he's setting up that check hook there.
Right hook to the body from Mikael. Sukpraserd staying light on his feet. If anything, Jimmy, I mean, on my unofficial scorecard, I feel like Sukpraserd is running away with this.
It depends. It depends how you score it. I score Mikael's counter-punching in between, and I score the points that he's landing. When he's in between the flurries, he's landing clean, powerful shots. Sukpraserd, however, should have had so many points taken away from him, it would be hard to accept situations like this.
Again, the referee telling off both fighters. I really don't understand why he keeps on giving them warnings. He needs to start taking points away. This is getting a bit ridiculous, a bit monotonous.
Bally, what's a warning to two boxers who know how to box? They know the rules of boxing as well. You only need to tell them twice and then start delivering the point hammer on them both. Just tell them, you do this again, you lose a point.
It's very rare. I mean, we're talking about two different sports here, but it's very rare in Muay Thai that points get taken away. So, I mean, that could be it. I mean, P.M.I. Pulsawan, lots of experience in Muay Thai refereeing.
We just saw Mikael there do a very nice move of turning his opponent, and I would like to see him do more of that, but start delivering jabs when he turns in. When you think of Lomachenko, what's the first thing you think of? Someone who flirts around and jabs. Willie Pep flirts around and jabs and throws the right hands. Flirt around, find the angles.
9 seconds of round 7, and that is it. Round 7 is finished. We'll go into round 8. We'll see the replays very shortly, and then the next round is coming up.
Let's see these action replays. So this is that moment you were talking about, Ali, where he's basically looking like he's winning the round. Sukpraserd is throwing these nice shots to the body, and every chance he gets, he doesn't stop throwing. He just keeps going. He literally doesn't stop throwing until the referee gets between him. He is definitely a difficult fighter to deal with. Now, Mikael is finding these timings in between the flurries. I would just like to see Mikael step around with a jab and then flurries as well, or maybe wrap his opponent up, push him away, and then throw the combinations. Think of James Turney. James Turney barely moved in the ring, but always found openings and angles. Now think about that. How can you stand in one position and still find several angles? That's what he needs to do. Release your inner James Turney. Lights out.
8th and final round of this bout. This is our second to last bout on the card. Don't go anywhere though, because we have the WBC Asia Silver Light Heavyweight title fight coming up after this one between Australia and Thailand. But here we go. We're going to conclude this fight, and it's been a really dirty fight between these two. We're very used to Mikael Arutyunyan from Armenia, also claiming Russian nationality too. I don't think I've seen Sukpraserd fight before. Very impressed, but just not impressed with how he's fouled several times in this matchup.
I've seen Sukpraserd fight several times before, and this is very common of him. He gets up and close, he gets big, and he gets in your grill. However, I think Sukpraserd is maybe having a bad day today, or he didn't like something about Mikael in the opening seconds of the round, because that is the situation we're talking about. I've seen him do this type of stuff before, but not as amplified as this. Now, look, I love a dramatic fight. I love scrappy boxing. But to me, the referee has got to take some responsibility here and just take a point away. How many times do you warn somebody of the rules of something? We're in the 8th round, Ali, and he's warned them so many times. It's just, it gets to a point where you've just got to accept the referee isn't on your side. Do what you can.
There's sloppy refereeing, but that was not a sloppy body shot. It looked like that really got the attention of Mikael, who's turned on the jets right now, wrapping up Sukpraserd inside the clinch again.
Sometimes when you're hurt, you start to deliver your best shots. A beautiful right hand, and both crowds are going wild. Every shot that they're landing, the crowd are going wild on one another. So Mikael has got to finish strong here, because it depends what the judges are viewing right now. We've got a minute to go, Ali. Mikael needs to keep pumping that jab, and a beautiful right hand as well.
Mikael again wrapping him up in the clinch. Again, I'm going to stick to my guns here, Jimmy. I really think Sukpraserd's winning this fight.
And I can understand why. I can understand. Now, like I said, I wouldn't like the idea that he's winning, because he should have had so many points taken away from him. So it's that interesting prospect of, on paper, Sukpraserd might be winning, but the reality is he shouldn't be. Now, Mikael, to me, has done a beautiful job in between the timing, in between the heat of the battle, and he's fighting on a handicap because he's got no one on his side right now.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree with you, but the fact of the matter is the points haven't been taken away, and this has been an inside fight. We know that Mikael is more of an outside fighter, and he just hasn't been able to find his own groove against Sukpraserd, who's really had his way with Mikael on the inside, ripping him to the body and also going upstairs with that left hook.
I understand. I mean, it's black and white. Whatever's on the judges' scorecards is what is happening. But I think Mikael has done so well. Now, this is where the point should be taken. He's done it so many times that the point should have just, even if it was in the final second of the fight, you can still take a point.
Yeah.
After 8 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. Judge number 1 scores this 76-76. Judge number 2, 76-77. Judge number 3, 75-77. A winner by split decision. The blue corner!